This one doesn't have a author's page, but I do like the author's name. It's so instead of Dracula, it's Dracola, like Dracula and Cola combined. I like that. I like that. Very creative. And now I want a Dracola SCP. Not sure how that's gonna work. If it's a cola that's like just a cola bottle that drains your blood. There we go. I made one up. Somebody write that shit. You can have it. Whoever sees me reading the Filmmaker written by Dracola, make that an SCP. A cola bottle that when you drink it, instead of you drinking cola, it drains your blood. Like a vampire. The Filmmakers. Okay, here we go. Save. Special containment procedures. SB2335 is to be stored in a medium security locker in media store. I'm hungry. I have not eaten enough today. In media storage unit 19D. As a precaution to preserve the disk functionality, SB2335 is not to be handled without gloves. SB2335 is not to be removed from its casing unless considered necessary for authorized testing. SB2335 is a standard unmarked commercially available Memorex 16X DVD disc, but kept within a Supermedia S brand DVD case. Basic physical. I already forgot what the title because it's called Filmmaker. Yeah, because I have Dracola in my head now. Basic physical analysis reveals that the disc is of no abnormal composition and is likely susceptible to corruption in the same manner as one would expect from a relatively inexpensive media disc. SB2335 can be played by any DVD player or device with DVD playing functionality, including computers, game consoles, and portable media players. When a disc is played, the viewer is taken to an unlabeled menu hub. The menu features two circular modules. Selecting the first triggers footage playback and selecting the second has no observable effect. When the viewer selects the play option, compiled footage begins depicting a family vacation of a lakeside cabin. All footage is accompanied by a watermark. Isn't there like another like SCP that's like a footage that like a lot of chaos happens and like a lot of like things get out of control, but and always like moves around like differently. No matter how many times like you rewind, it's always a different like angle. Sorry. All footage is accompanied by a watermark in the top right corner that depicts the date and time. The beginning of a reunion footage being dated at August 27th, 1999. When viewed uninterrupted, the footage plays for roughly 40 minutes and consists entirely of a continuous video of a Caucasian male, seemingly in his late 40s, canoeing. The footage begins at 16:45:51, and if left undisturbed, ends abruptly at 17:35:19. When the skip functionality on the DVD player is used, however, the content of the footage jumps and a clip from a seemingly random date and time will play. The subject of the footage do not appear to be related to the original depicted family. The same two clips have yet to be repeated, and further investigation suggests that the clips are meant to make up a narrative. The recorded dates in the footage range from the year 104 to CE. Clips have never been observed to exceed 30 minutes in time and can be as brief as 12 seconds. Footage always... always depicts humans and seems to be filmed with the same equipment. The cameraman, referred to as Dash 1, is never addressed, and the subject of the footage seems to be unaware of its presence. With the exception of the subject of the most recent recorded clip. Observe clips. Date and time depicted: 10th 3rd 1949, 15:5:12 to 15:7:1. Events observed: a tall Caucasian male, seemingly in his mid-20s, leaning on a fence post surrounded by farmland. He is wearing a white undershirt. He's wearing a white undershirt, black work trousers, and a wide-rimmed cap. The subject of the footage seems to be watching something out of frame, and begins to smile at 15:06:22. Remains visible and amused until the end of the clip. So like another 39 seconds. Then the time depicted 13:15. So even at a time where filming was not possible. 7:12:21 till 7:15:44. Events observed a dark-skinned, presumably Mesoamerican youth wearing animal furs and a colorful armband climbing a tree alone in what appears to be an equatorial rainforest. At 7:14:34, the boy falls from an approximate height of 5 meters and screams in pain before apparently blacking out. Footage rolls of the unconscious boy for another 44 seconds. Date and time depicted 4/29/2028. Oh, hey, 4 years in the future. Well, 3 years. It's 3 years in a month. Well, to be more exact, of course, it's a month and all that stuff. You know what I mean. 16/14/10, 16/15/26. Events observed 3 British youths walking on the side of a busy motorway, discussing a particularly disliked teacher. They appear to be in the early teens, aged 12 to 14. Each wears black pants and a red shirt of flexible nylon-like fabric and a belt featuring a green ram insignia on the buckle. Several unique slang words can be heard during the conversation, including referring to the female as mapped and using the phrase "ride flat" several times to express disdain for an assignment. It would be kind of cool. It would be funny if, like, in 2028, we actually hear them say that. I'd be like, whoa! How did you know, Tarcola? Date and time depicted. Ah, God. I need to blow my nose afterwards. This is annoying. 12/25/1990, 6:35:45 to 6:36:31. An African American girl, presumably aged 5 to 8 years upon a large, extravagantly decorated box. After discovering its content, the tabby American short-haired kitten, the girl expresses extreme happiness and proceeds to hop onto the nearby couch and scream, "Thank you, Daddy," repeatedly into a throw pillow. Date and time depicted 12/25/1987, 5th 45:55, 5:48:52. Events observed a blonde Caucasian boy of the age of the girl in the previous entry, sitting upright in bed. The boy sniffles as sounds of 2 adults, presumably his parents fighting, can be heard in the background. He yells by the sudden noise of the door slamming, reaches under his pillow, retrieves a red and green envelope, and tears it up violently while the sniffing transitions into suppressed sobs. Aww. I was under the impression that these clips played in random order. The fact that these 2 clips appeared consecutively is either an astronomical coincidence or proof that this is not the case, Doctor. Redacted. Oh God. Footage of what appears to be the interior facility located in just minutes before SCP orchestrate a major containment breach. Researchers and other personnel document as they learn of the breach and attempt to prevent or flee it. Notable individuals appearing on the film include Dr. and Dr., both of whom were reported dead, and the breach originally occurred. Despite the efforts, which seem to be focus of the footage, SCP finds and Dr. with its resulting in his eventual death by blood loss. SCP can be seen to Dr. 14 times before he eventually, which lasts for 1 minute and 14 seconds. What the hell just happened? Head time depicted 7/27/2099. Spidey 2099. Yeah. 9/5/31 to 2/9/8/31. Exactly 3 minutes. A crowded arena filled predominantly with teenagers and youth and young adults. Roughly half of the visible individuals are wearing tight blue. Okay, after this SB, I will go blow my nose and eat something because yeah. After the visible individuals are wearing tight blue one pieces with padded shoulders. The other half wearing red outfits of the same nature. Each individual seems to be holding a glowing yellow baton estimated to be about 14 inches long. It is theorized that the gathering could be part of a mass sport, as the participants seem to be trying to hit others who are wearing the opposite color with the batons. Well, when a baton connects with a vital area, the person hit seems to go limp for an indiscernible period of time. The ultimate goal of the game is unclear given the time of the clip and frame of view, but it seems that the members of each team are trying to cross into an enemy territory without being incapacitated. Are you sure it's a game? Redacted. A second static shot of an apartment complex located in Uptown. While filmed from too far away, discern any detail concerning specific address. While filmed from too far away to discern any detail concerning specific address, photo analysis software has proven that the building is without a doubt the apartments which appear to be Dr.'s current place of residence. While tonally unlike any previous scene footage, we have no reason to believe that this would be anything other than a coincidence. At least I seriously hope this isn't anything other than a coincidence, Doctor. Date and time depicted 6/16/1219, 14/24/42 to 14/25/50. An African man wearing a leather skirt surrounded by a crowd of similar dressed onlookers. He performs a series of acrobatic maneuvers ending with a backflip over a campfire and is met by applause from the crowd. A child breaks from the group and hands the man a flower. Sweet. They have depicted 9th, 8th, 38, 13, 32 to 38, 14, 22. A group of humans, arms intertwined, running on completely flat, red terrain. Analysis of the strides of these unidentified humans indicate that they measure between 6'11" and 7'5" tall. Don't tell it to the ladies who are all care about height. The humans seem to be completely hairless and have reddish tone to their skin, unlike that of any known race. They wear skin-tight black pants and colorful bracer-like arm coverings. Each bracer pattern and color seem to be unique to the individual and crafted of the thin metal. There are no distinguishable landscape patterns shown in the frame of the video. Redacted once again. Dr. Head of Research. Why is it getting worse? On SCP 2335, sleeping in his bed with his wife. The room's lights are on, but the subject of the footage remains asleep. The camera slowly zooms in on Doctor's face and remains there for 13 seconds before the lights flip off and the clip ends. Testing at this time will be suspended until we can understand this thing's motives. I know it isn't proven to be malevolent. I can't say it anymore. I have to actually hit the pronunciation. Malevolent. Oh my god, what is wrong with me?
Malevolent.
Malevolent. There we go. Well, I really don't like what that knows where I live, Doctor. Doctor has backed out of the investigation of SB-2335 and research will now be headed by me, Doctor. Date and time depicted 12/12, 1212, 12/12/12 to 12/12/24. The clip is roughly 12 seconds long and consists of a man dressed in velvet garments reminiscent of an early Italian barone, reaching to a large streaming receptacle and retrieving a handful of metallic shavings. These shavings appear to be composed of gold. At 12:20, the man begins to laugh and throw the shavings in the air. The redacted events observed a stabilized static shot of what appears to be the face of a decidedly non-human entity, bearing marked physiological similarities to recorded instances of SCP, who seem to be staring at the camera directly. After a brief pause, the entity cocks its head, a movement reminiscent of confusion or curiosity, and gestures to something out of the frame. Exactly 12 seconds after this movement, the entity begins to vocalize and with a slight delay said, "How did you find us? Who are you?" This message was repeated in 8 popular languages. Later confirms to be of identical meaning. When Dr. later responded vocally to this question, the entity began to reply only in English. The interactions recorded below. For testing is temporarily discontinued and awaiting O5 approval. Interview 2. Interviewer, Dr. This interview was conducted through a vocal correspondence with the entity described above, now labeled -2, through the apparent medium of SCP-2335. As a species, we identify as human. There is a recognition. Are you of the species documenting this footage? The footage on this disk? Yes, for what purpose have you been documenting us? There is a misunderstanding. I can't even do my voice acting because my nose is like burning up. There's a misunderstanding. My kind is not responsible for the creation or compilation of the aforementioned footage. I'm a volunteer member of a local cycle. And while performing routine uploads to my facility archives, there was a wonder, and we discovered a unknown vocalization containing seemingly impossible amounts of data. There was a recording and footage of what appears to be your species was passed out. There was an examination of that footage, and now there is a contact with you. Do you know who was responsible for this? We also stumbled across what I imagine to be the same footage, and I have little to no information about its origins. There is a quandary. No documented species known to mankind possesses the technological capability of producing such a high density of recording such as this. How are you capable of speaking in English? To what extent has your people interacted with mine? There is a translation. I'm speaking currently in my native mouth, and a unknown vocalization is drawing from an analysis of documented language depicted in the footage stored on the unknown vocalization. There is not an existing of a known record of the discourse between our peoples prior to this point. There's an apology if the translation is not perfect. How are you capable of synthesizing the entirety of our languages out of a few clips? There is a confusion. Have you not discovered the enormous volume of data found within your respective data receptacle? Does your copy of the footage contain a limited amount of information? Our unknown vocalization have been parsing the unknown vocalization in the footage at extremely high speeds, and we have yet to discover an end to the recordings containing them. There currently exist hundreds of millions of individual instances of recordings of your kind in our archives, with more being recorded every unknown vocalization, all stemming from that original unknown vocalization. How long has this been going on? There's been a vast effort. The unknown vocalization was discovered many unknown vocalizations ago. There has been a slowing of the study of this media, as one would expect after such a vast run of time, but some, like myself, continue to watch and analyze and record it. There has been a great fascination with the footage among unknown vocalization and civilians alike. Your people, if the documentation thus far has been accurate, are fascinating. You've made the footage available to civilians. Oh yes, there has been much interest in you and your kind. Have you yet to discover the footage of the great foot race, or the small one with the president, or the glowing festival? Those are among the most requested segments from our archives. Gathering to watch new footage has become a ritual for some, usually performed every unknown localization. So countless members of your kind are poring over this material, yet you have no theories or ideas as to where it came from. There is little to no knowledge. There are theories. The most popular is that the creator of this media is very much intelligent, likely more so than my kind, and there is an apology if this is rude, your kind. They do not seem to be bound by time or have some method of sidestepping temporal obligation, like a unknown localization or a unknown localization. Creator of the footage also seems to be aware of both our kinds of existence, and consider that we are presumably both watching each other at the moment on our respective versions of the media. They may even be recording and facilitating our interaction at this very moment. In fact, there's an idea held by some that it might be possible to contact this creator, given an analysis of the unknown localization suggests that it might be a life form composed of unknown localization. It would simply be a matter of, at this point, the footage of -2 ended abruptly. -2 has yet to reappear on SCP-2335. Due to disputes among administration about how to proceed, testing on SCP-2335 has been postponed until further O5 approval. End log. I'm so sorry for how I sound during reading this. The thing is, I'm like physically fine. It's just that it is like due to the race, running in the we had a race today and running in the cold. Gave me the thing that it's called. I assume it's pronounced rhinitis, and that's like some like a reaction to my nose is having, because like you run in the cold, you breathe dry cold air, so it just is now having a reaction to that. So I'm not sick, but it is definitely very annoying to deal with, because it's like here it's like constant like burn, and then I can feel it just running and like stuff like that. Unknown vocalization. Can show you footage from past, present, and future, even if unknown vocalization. Which is a breach of privacy, but anomalies do not care for unknown localization. All right, I'll be right back. I'll blow my nose, get something to eat. Be right back.